All right, welcome everybody to our latest Live Motocross podcast. As I'm joined by former star racer Jackson Richardson as we chat all things AMA motocross ahead of Washougal and look back at an epic Spring Creek. Obviously, firstly, thank you to everyone for listening and supporting the site and these podcasts. Really appreciate it. We'd also like to thank our sponsors in Fly Racing, Firepower, Dirt Store, and Fuchs Silkaline for all the incredible support. As without them, none would be possible. All right, firstly, welcome, Jats. How are you, mate? Life's good, is it, mate? In the super busy schedule. No doubt getting some golf in, mate. Enjoying the motocross. It's been a pretty big week again in the world of moto, hasn't it?
Oh, mate, big time. Yeah, it's been a heater. Yeah, been fairly busy too. I've had a fair bit happening, like fair bit of golf being played. But planning on moving into my house soon, so that has been hectic getting that ready to go. So no, it's all good. And then yeah, epic weekend at Millville. That was an absolute banger of a weekend in both classes. So yeah, it was good to watch.
Yeah, mate, well said. And obviously, before we get on to that, obviously, really terrible news we heard out of Australia this week. Jed Beaton's broken the femur. Obviously, sending all the best to him and wishing him a smooth recovery because that was just brutal, mate. He was on track to win the MX1 title in Pro MX. Would have probably got picked for the Motocross of Nations. Was probably going to race some pro motocross in America. So absolutely devastating, mate. You know he'll be back. He's tough as nails, but just a brutal setback for him. All that hard work, mate. So deserved better than that, doesn't he?
Oh man, absolutely. Yeah, it's just such a bummer to hear that news yesterday when it came out because yeah, I mean you just go back to like the performance he did at Canberra, like absolutely humming. Looks like the best version that we've ever seen of him. Who's absolutely on rails and yeah, unfortunately, a practice crash has knocked him out. He's broken the femur, so yeah, he's going to be on the sidelines for a bit, which is yeah, just a damn shame. I mean, he basically, barring a DNF or anything, pretty much he basically had one hand on this thing with 2 rounds to go. He had a pretty handy buffer, but yeah, it's just such a shame. I hate seeing that stuff, especially to such a good guy like Jed. So yeah, hopefully he just heals up, like takes the time he needs to get this thing back to 100%, and yeah, hopefully we'll see him soon. But yeah, just far out. It's just devastating. I hate to see this sort of thing happen.
Yeah, well said, mate. We were just talking off air that he was making such good strides in Australian Supercross too, mate. He would have probably been right up there as a contender as well for that, mate. So it's another blow, isn't it? Hopefully we might get him back at the end of the year, but he'll probably just switch the focus to 2026, I'd imagine, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Like usually a femur is about, depending on how bad the break is, it's usually like a 3 to 4 month recovery. 3 on the quicker side, so he'll definitely be out for Supercross, and there's no point trying to rush back just for one, maybe 2 Supercross races at the end of the year. It's just basically just switching like all your attention towards next year and being 100% for that. So because yeah, like you said, he made massive strides last year. He was like by far the most improved Supercross rider in either class, in my opinion, and he definitely would have been an outside chance of winning that championship this year too, with the field that's out there. So yeah, it's just yeah, you hate to see it, for the young man, but hopefully we'll see him back soon.
Yeah, well said, mate. You've obviously done that injury as well, haven't you? It's not a good one at all, is it? You see a lot of dudes, quite a few motocross dudes doing it, heavy impacts, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it's a gnarly injury. I mean, put it this way: it's like I said, it depends how bad you've done it. I was lucky with mine. I mean, I displaced mine pretty good, but I just got the rod put in. No big deal. Like the recovery wasn't too bad. I mean, it was a little bit trying, but like I would definitely, honestly, rather do that than having a shoulder reconstruction. Like I've had 4 of those over the years, and a femur compared to that is like nothing. You just bolt it back together. It's usually like 6, 8 weeks, and then you're looking at getting back on. But like there can be complications too. I mean, Toby Price did his femur a couple of years ago in the Dakar, and I think it was more like the surgery was the problem with that one, and his took a long time to recover. He ended up having to go back again and like getting another surgery done on it. So like there can be complications with it. as there is with like any operation that you get. But I mean, for the most part, in my experience, mine was like, it was pretty smooth sailing. And yeah, it was like 3-4 months and I was back. So yeah, it's just all about rehabbing it. And especially nowadays with like the recovery stuff we got and like, you know, sports medicine stuff that's around nowadays, you can come back from an injury like quicker than you ever could be. So yeah, hopefully he just takes care of it, and yeah, just hopefully he gets back to where he was like before this happened. Because yeah, the dude was just absolutely humming.
Yeah, mate, he was in fine form, wasn't he, mate? All the stars were aligning for an epic end to the year. So, yeah, wish him all the best, and we hope to see him back out there soon, mate. And obviously, as we look back on Spring Creek and look ahead to Washougal as well, just we obviously got to talk on the JMart fairy book ending there, mate. Unforgettable effort by him, winning that second moto, qualifying third, 2 hole shots. Fans going wild, literally in his backyard, not just the home track, the backyard, wasn't it, mate? So just a legendary ending for a legend of the sport, mate. So yeah, it was just meant to be. It seemed emotional for him. You could see on the podium. Great way to sort of bow out, wasn't it, mate? And obviously you've raced Spring Creek as well. The track obviously was pretty hard as well because there was a bit of weather on the way. So just your take on the track and JMart, what a day.
Yeah, oh man, like you honestly couldn't ask for a better ending, like for a guy like that. I mean, Jmart was one of those guys coming up through like the amateurs where like there wasn't a lot of noise about him, and then he came in and the dude was just an absolute thoroughbred. I mean, he was just an absolute beast when it come to like fitness. The dude was just a complete animal. And yeah, he comes in I think it was his second like full-time season, comes out, wins the outdoors, goes back to back, and yeah, just the way he did it, just on like pure grit and determination. And then it was unfortunate for most of his career. It was just riddled with injuries. And then, especially over the last couple of years, like he'd had a couple of big ones, a couple of concussions. He had a fair few head knocks, and then it was hard to watch, and it sucked too because he's just such a good bloke. Like yeah, just one of the nice guys in the sport. Just good character to have, and yeah, just to see what he was going through was rough. And then, he was doing the farewell tour the last couple of races, and then the first two races he did not go to plan whatsoever. And then he ended up having a big one at Hangtown and ended up sitting out a couple for that one, sitting out up until Millville. And I just thought, oh man, this I did not want to see it end like that, like just with him on the ground, like beat up again. And I mean, he must have mustered up some serious courage that weekend because he had been struggling those first 2 races, like was barely in the top 20, and then just digs deep, goes back to JMart 2014-15 version, and just absolutely lights it up around the home track. Gets third in Moto 1, led most of it, didn't even finish far behind Degan and Shimoda in the first Moto, and then just absolutely puts on a clinic in the second Moto. Whole shots, like start to finish win. And yeah, like his podium speech after, if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it because like it is something special. So yeah, I couldn't ask for like a better ending for the guy. It was unreal to watch.
Yeah, mate, well said. Spot on with all that. I believe he rode 5 times before press day. So to do that, it was pretty unexpected. He probably didn't even expect that just after how it had been going. But, mate, he's a fitness machine. Like you said, he loves to suffer and couldn't get a better send off to that. A little bit different to your final race, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah. Yeah, he showed just how you should do a farewell race, and I showed you how not to do a farewell race. And that's by tipping over, crashing 3 times, going 6 laps down. I might have been 7 laps down at one point, yeah. And I just remember looking up at the sky up at Marvel Stadium and going, just get me the hell out of this place and get me back on the job site because I am done with this.
Oh, mate, yeah. Not many blokes get to go out like that. So
I'm glad you said that because no, yes, we see it all the time, and like I've seen it in like multiple sports where like legends of the sport been there, done that, and they just hang on that bit too long, and it just I wouldn't say it like completely taints their careers, but it's like a lasting memory of like the last time like you see him in action, and like I would kill for a last race like what JMart had. I'd probably sell a kidney to have a race like that as my last race. That was unbelievable.
Oh, mate, it was impressive, mate. We can live with that forever now, mate, and just be super satisfied because the
Yeah.
career he's had, it was just absolutely epic. And it was cool at the end, even Degan giving him a big hug afterwards and congratulations. A lot of riders did. So there was a lot of cool scenes there. And I guess the joy of having all that media around it, he can just keep reliving it and just, always revisit it, mate. And it was, yeah, impressive effort. But yeah, just your take on Degan as well. He had a pretty impressive ride. He was battling through the pain as well from the injury the week before, but he knows how to dig deep, mate. Don't know about the TikTok. I don't have it, but from all reports, he's been firing on all cylinders over there, mate. So watch for some more box office stuff at Washougal. There's been a few choice comments over the years from him there as well. So
Oh
Deegan's
yeah.
always one to watch, isn't he?
Oh yeah, no, that's one thing. It definitely doesn't slow up the momentum when it comes to shit talking for this play. So like, hey, the guy just never misses a chance. He goes with that MJ mindset of you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and he definitely takes them. So but yeah, good solid weekend from Danger, like just getting the overall. Shimoda gave him a little bit of a run there in the first moto, but he held steady and riding with that injury. I mean, I'm sure that's bugging him a bit, but yeah, like just rebounded from an average weekend at Redbud, just rebounded, went back to business as usual, and got a handy points lead right now for him. It's just managing the thing, and I mean, I know he's not really a big race manager. He just wants to go out and win everything he possibly can. Anything less than a win is a failure. So, I mean, for this one, I mean, it's tough coming into this one for the rest of the guys because, Deegan's had some unreal rides there in the past. And you wouldn't think his riding style would suit a hard, slick track like Washougal, but he just seems to have, like, his best rides at that track. So the boys have got a bit of trouble here. So hopefully Joe can get up in the mix a bit more. He's been right there. He's been challenging. He's got an overall under his belt, and that track should suit him a bit more with his style. But we'll see. I mean, it's hard to get Hayden out of sync at the moment. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah, mate. Well said. Obviously, I wanted to get your take on Shimoda as well. Obviously, you're good mates with Ben Griffith, his mechanic, and we plan on getting him on another podcast soon. Obviously, the one we did a few months ago was excellent, so plenty of good banter there. But yeah, Shimoda, the rear brake going in that second moto cost him a chance of having a win, which he probably was likely to if that didn't happen, which was so frustrating for him. But those big downhills, no rear brake, and some of those sections, mate, he said it was pretty tough, and he's faced a fair bit of adversity this season. This was another thing, but he's been really consistent. His fitness must be just so incredible. You see, he manages all the weekends and he does a podium speech. He looks like he's just, got out of a car after a cruisy drive, mate. He doesn't look like he's, under any duress whatsoever. But yeah, he got past Degan in that first one too, didn't he, mate? Wanted to probably make a gap on him, but then he ended up getting caught back. But yeah, impressive again by Joe, wasn't it, mate? He's really coming into his own again, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's been riding phenomenal. I mean, that 1-1 that he had at Redbud was, something special. And, gave Hayden a real good run in Moto 1. And then, I actually didn't even know that. I haven't had a chance to watch all of the second moto. So, I didn't know he had the rear brake malfunction, which, I mean, on a track like that, that's just, that's brutal because that Mount Martin, I mean, I know it's big on TV, but once you're there in person, that thing is massive. And the scariest part about that one is it's not the steepest downhill I've ever seen, but it's just it's steep enough and it just keeps going and going. So you just, once you get to the bottom, man, you are flying. And riding without a rear brake's tough enough as it is, but on that track, that would be difficult as. So, yeah, hats off to him for salvaging a decent finish. And, just got to move on from that and get ready for Washougal.
Yeah, mate. What is the steepest one you've ever ridden just on the topic?
Oh, you know what? Oh, as far as steep, I guess the Glen Helen one was pretty steep. Yeah, that was probably about that'd have to be up there, yeah. Like that thing coming down that thing is like, yeah, that was gnarly and it'd have square edges like through the whole thing. Oh man, that one was brutal. The Matterhorn is I reckon the Matterhorn at Toowoomba is probably scarier than that one. Because like Glen Helen, it's a little bit hard packed, but like it's pretty soft, so you can sort of judge, like you can sort of like get a good feeling under the bike. The Matterhorn though, that thing when that gets some serious ruts in it coming down that hill, and it flattens out halfway down, and like you can pull some G's on that thing. Like it feels like your face is like coming down like this, and then you got ruts and it's like real square edge in these bumps, and like, oh, sometimes you just coming down, you're like, I just hope this thing just stays on the tracks here. Because like, yeah, and then you come down into that steep little bowl corner at the bottom. Yeah, that was like, it's like one of the scariest like obstacles you could ever find on a track. But yeah, like when you come down, when you're feeling it, yeah, it's one of the better feelings when you're just floating down that thing, just gliding through it.
Yeah, well said, mate. Obviously, Caleb Barham's wheelhouse right there, mate. And
Oh
obviously,
yeah,
some of those French tracks, they're pretty brutally steep.
he wakes up rock hard thinking about the Matterhorn.
Put on an absolute clinic there last year. One of the only blokes to battle it out with Brodie Connolly, wasn't he?
Yeah, one of the only guys to beat like he won a Mayday, didn't he? I believe so. Probably one of the only times Brodie Connolly was able to be beaten straight up. Yeah.
Yeah, mate, he's an absolute weapon down there, and that's happening in a couple of weeks. So it'll be great, another great round of Pro Motocross for sure, mate. And look forward to that one. And as we go, just give us your take on Kitchen, mate. Another missed opportunity for him. Obviously, won there last year at Spring Creek. Just he's got all the riding, all the fundamentals. The team, everything's there. Just putting it together on some of these weekends has proven a bit harder to do for him, mate. But yeah, definitely has what it takes to get these wins. But he'll be ready to come out swinging at the home race in Washougal, I guess, mate. Looking for an uptick.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, definitely the home race. Provide a bit of confidence for him. But yeah, just really from the guys outside of Degan and Joe Shimoda, like recently, everyone has just been super inconsistent at this point. On the weekend, like if you look at the overall scores, they are just all over the place. You got like 15 sevens, 19 fours. Like it's just all over the place. Like it doesn't seem like anyone outside of those two guys could string two motos together at the moment. So yeah, no, it's it's just inconsistency all over the place, and I don't know what that is in terms of like just guys starting to get a bit fatigued. We talked before the show about a lot of guys getting sick with getting Epstein-Barr and all these other things that are going around. So it's tough. It's tough to say because it's not just him. It's a lot of other guys are struggling with the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point you make there, mate. Obviously, looking at those results, like Kitchen 13-6 for 6, Dylan Schwartz 11-9 for 7, Faulkner 9-11 for 8th, Swoll 16-5 for 9th. Obviously, Smith 15-8 for 10th, Mosman 5-18 for 11th. So it sums up what you're saying. And on the topic of those blokes and the illnesses and, really piecing together a 31-round season, especially in that 450 class, 250 is a bit less. But we've seen AP, he's struggling at the moment. Chase had that break after the early season incident there. Anderson's clearly battling something. Seth's got something going on. So the fatigue and these viruses, the travel, the immune systems are under a lot of strain. And then you sort of talk about less racing or whatever. And then obviously those dudes, they want to make money in these short careers. So then you get your Paris, Supercross, AusX, WSX. I guess it's money over welfare, isn't it, mate? Because these short careers, you got to make the money. But, it's an interesting topic of discussion. Talking to Jeff from Whiskey Throttle, would like your take on this, mate. He said maybe they should do some residencies where they have some races, a couple of races or 3 races in a week or a couple in a week, and there's no travel. They're all in the one stadium or whatever at those particular hotbeds like your Anaheims and whatnot, and then have a couple of weeks off. Better for the teams, mechanics, truck drivers to have a little breather. Is that a good solution? Obviously, the TV dictates all this stuff, doesn't it? The
Yeah.
promotion, money to be made, but it's not a bad sort of idea, is it?
No, I mean, honestly, I agree with that 100%. Like, I mean, first and foremost, yeah, there is way too many races. There's way too many motocross and supercross races, like, for a full season. Because, like, this is a high threshold, physically demanding sport. And, it is gnarly on your body, as we can all see. And, yeah, yeah, I agree 100% with what Jeff's saying. Like with these residencies thing, that'd make things a lot easier because, especially with the Supercross schedule. I mean, motocross schedule, they do it too. Supercross, I can understand a little bit because you got to book stadiums. It's got to be there's only certain times you can get it because that's when I used to race there. They used to just be you'd race one weekend in one spot. And you would think, man, why don't they just go from this one to this one? It's only 4 hours away. This one to that one, that's only 2 hours away. Instead, you're going from one round, then you're going 14 hours to one, then 12 hours back to another. And then, yeah, you're just how the hell do they come up with this? But it's all based on when they can get the stadiums, which that's what makes it difficult. And perfect world, I would go with Jeff's idea, having these residencies where you're in these hotbeds, you're in California, guys can just stay out there, there's tracks out there, hang around there for a few weeks, and then you go to another one where you just stay there, and then because it's also when you're traveling, you're catching planes every weekend, you're flying on planes and you're in airports that are just an absolute nest for these flus and viruses that fucking go around. Yeah, it's just a nightmare. Just think how many times these guys have to catch a plane during the year, a commercial flight, because there might be, I don't know, Danger's caught a few private jets, but I imagine he's not doing it every weekend. But catching a commercial flight for 31 weeks, man, I would rather be shot than have to do that schedule. Because being in airports and catching these flights is a nightmare. And then especially in America, that's where it's the worst because they overbook flights, you miss flights, flights get canceled all the time. Yeah. And yeah, when you're doing these weekends like the boys are doing, where you're putting your body through absolute hell and your immune system's already shot, and then you got to get on a plane, you get sick on the way back, and then you got to travel the next weekend, your immune system's just battling to catch up. And then, yeah, I'm surprised we don't see more of it happen, with these guys going down with fatigue and that sort of thing, because it's brutal. It's a brutal series for the boys, and yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do to fix it at some point. Hopefully, their solution is not adding more races to the schedule, because these guys would just be on the limiter flat out at the moment.
Yeah, what was the most recent one? You take off a pro motocross and add 3 super motocross, so it's probably more taxing, isn't it? Even though it's not as taxing as a pro motocross, it's still pretty gnarly, those SMX tracks, aren't they? Demanding.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, at least they race at night, but they're racing during the summertime as well. And it still gets warm in those places, because they're going to Charlotte, they're going to Vegas, and they're doing one in St. Louis. St. Louis is indoors, so that one's not too bad. But Charlotte and Las Vegas in the summertime, that's brutal.
Mm.
Even at night, it still gets warm. So, yeah, the boys would just be getting taxed. The body would just be getting taxed absolutely flat out.
Yeah, mate, they'll be definitely looking forward to that 2 week break after
Yeah,
Washougal, I reckon.
that 2 week break will be going like that.
Yeah, and just before we get on to the 450s, just a couple of memories of Washougal. You racing there, mate. Obviously, pretty treacherous with the shadows. You know, it's not like a big, wide open, expansive facility and track like a lot of those other ones in the USA, mate. The Roost is something else, as we were talking about off air. So, just your
Yeah.
thoughts on Washougal?
Oh yeah. Well, I tell you what. Like as far as scenery, it's probably up there with the best, if not the best, on the calendar. And like, it's a good area too. Like, like being up in the Washington State area, like, was awesome. Like, there's just so much good scenery, so many good sights to see up there. But yeah, the track itself, and like the track is absolutely like it is like fairly high speed. Like it might not look like it too much on TV, but that is an absolute like highway out there with some of the like straights they got out there, and then you get the shadows at the end of the day. And man, like you think it's bad on TV. Wait till you're out there. It's you almost go into some sections absolutely blind because like you're going so fast, and then it goes from light to dark instantly, and you can't see like where the little square edge braking bumps are. And yeah, you got to be real careful like under acceleration because at the end of the day, like it gets down to a blue groove sort of like feeling where like is any little blip of the throttle, the thing will step out and yeah, you'll lose your momentum. And I tell you what, as far as Roost goes, that place is pound for pound going at it with Unadilla for the top spot in terms of Roost. That place is gnarly, let me tell you. I can't talk about it enough. You'd have to experience it yourself, but getting hit with a set of Roost off a 450 from that joint, far out, that's torture.
Yeah, mate, it's wild, isn't it? So, yeah, it's going to be a good weekend for sure, mate. And like you said, those guys will be really dialed in, obviously wanting to get the win. And in the 450 class, it's hard to imagine anyone beating Jet at this point. Obviously, Hunter ran him pretty close on the weekend, to be honest. Won that first moto, was hanging in there for probably, 90% of that second moto. Even Jet was probably more over the limit than he would usually be, more on the edge to get that result in. Obviously, had that spill in the first one, but the second moto, it's crazy. Beating Tomac by 90 seconds, putting 40 on Chase. Like, must be pretty demoralising for these other dudes trying to catch these Lawrence brothers, mate. And Hunter's still chasing that first 450 Pro Motocross win. It's not far away, surely. He keeps getting
Mm.
closer. As James said, he was a lightning strike away a couple of weeks ago. So maybe Washougal's the time.
Oh, man, absolutely. I mean, yeah, what a first moto that Hunter put together. And I mean, I know Jet went down on lap one or two, but I mean, we seen him do it at Redbud where he went down lap one and he was able to make his way through in a like ungodly short amount of time. He made his way into the lead, ran away with the win, no problem. And then yeah, so Hunter, I mean, he held his own in that first moto, and I don't know if I'd go as far as saying that he broke him, but he he held his own and like had a real solid win that first moto. And then yeah, Moto 2, Jet I just don't know how he does it. Like just seems to put like anything bad happens, he just seems to put it behind him straight away, just move on to the next race and comes out Moto 2, gets a good start, runs away with it. And it almost seems like the other guys have half packed it in now. I mean, apart from Hunter, because like you see Tomac out there, he's struggling. He looks like he's just in the hurt locker at the moment. Chase is a fair way off the pace as well. And I mean, yeah, it just seems like no one's really got anything for him right now. And it's sort of hitting that part of the season where like, yeah, the fatigue and then like mentally it's drained as well by this point. And then when you see what these guys are doing at the front of the pack, that's just even more demoralizing. So yeah, it's going to be tough for these other guys to get back in it. But yeah, the way Jet and Hunter are going at the moment, yeah, Yeah, it's hard to say anyone's going to stop him, especially Jet right now. He's just on another level at this point.
Yeah, it's poetry in motion. Joy to watch him and obviously Hunter as well. All these other dudes are ripping as well, mate. They're giving it their all, mate. It's just so hard. The level's just incredible. And if you look at the odds, Jet's $1.16, Hunter Lawrence $6. That's not bad value, mate. He's definitely got it
Nah.
in him. And obviously Sexton 7, and then Tomac 19, and then you're pushing out to Cooper at 41 and Hampshire at 81. So yeah, Prado 126 to 1, mate. Hasn't gone the way he would have liked. Another sort of baffling weekend, a bit of a head scratcher for him as well. Obviously, that first moto just dropping back, and then he got fifth in the second. But funny one with Prado, mate. Any of those odds piquing your interest there, mate? Maybe Hunter at 6 is looking like the best.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. Hunter at 6, probably the best option at this point because he's probably the closest one to taking Jet down. And $6, that's actually a really good deal. Because, I mean, anything can happen. I mean, anything can happen on any given Sunday. So that'd be my pick at the moment. But, yeah, as far as, like, what I've seen from the other guys in the last couple of weeks, yeah, Hunter would have to be the closest one because everyone else just seems to – everyone's started going downhill, like it seems like. I mean, Tomac, I can't remember the last time Tomac had a weekend like that where he just looked like he did not have it. Which was like, that just stunned me because, you know, we're used to these like beast mode rides out of him, especially in outdoors. And yeah, right now he just looks like there's just no other word other than like he's struggling. Yeah, and don't know what it is. Yeah, whether it's a bike thing, whether it's a physical thing, who knows? But yeah, it's, uncharacteristic.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit strange, mate. And obviously going on to Chase, you know, another pretty solid effort just coming back, mate. You know, he's still riding really well, but he was even just saying he's just got to be sort of happy with what he's doing and just accept that it's going to take time to get back to the Lawrence brothers level at the moment. You know, he gave him credit. He's not there yet with them, but hopefully after the break, he expects to be in the mix. So do you see that happening, mate? And obviously it's going to be interesting with Team USA for Motocross of Nations. Do you go Sexton, Tomac, you know, they both had their challenges, and obviously Degan, Justin Cooper, he had a massive spill on the weekend. AP's, you know, his health issues aren't looking good. So always drama with Team USA, mate. And that's obviously not even talking about the team changes that'll throw a few spanners in the works, no doubt, too.
Oh man, absolutely. Yeah, you know, a couple of weeks ago we were talking like the clear cut team at this point was, you know, AP, Tomac, and Degan. And like three of them, Degan especially, was like just on an absolute heater. And Tomac had a moto win, like was sort of up and down with the results, like just couldn't put two real consistent motos together. And AP was riding the best we'd ever seen him. And then, yeah, just, man, how quickly things can just change. Because now AP, he's sitting out with the flu. Looks like it could possibly be Epstein-Barr or something. Tomac's struggling like we haven't seen him like ride like this and God knows when. And that's going to make it tough for USA to put a team together because, right now, I mean, Chase would be a real good option for it. J. Coop, unfortunately, had a big one on the weekend, but up until that point, he had been putting in some real strong, consistent rides. And then, what do you do? Hey, it's tough. Everyone, it just chops and changes every week. Yeah. Like a couple of weeks ago, we had it set in stone, and now it's like, who knows who they're going to throw out there.
Yeah, mate, it's impressive. You see guys like RJ, he's really coming into his own and starting to impress, like beating Tomac and Prado, and then Barsha as well. He's gone 9.75 in the 3 races he's done since coming back from injury, making those assertive, aggressive moves on Prado, battling with Gio. Like he's been excellent too, the Swiss rider there. You know, he's got some pretty good supercross skills as well, so he's looking at doing SMX. And obviously Cairoli as well. There's some heavy hitters in there, mate. Obviously, he wants to do the Nations for Italy as well, so he's riding super well. He's 39, putting it up there. Obviously had some adversity with that burn on the backside, mate. Respect to Welton for picking up the bike there, mate. But yeah, there's a lot going on in the sport. We don't have time to touch on all of it, mate. But do you want to pick away at any of that, mate? It's stacked in that 450 class, isn't it?
Oh, man, there's just stuff going on all over the place. Yeah, and actually, big shout out to RJ Hampshire for his ride on the weekend because, put in 2 consistent motos and, he looked good. He was looking aggressive too. like with the passes he was making just with authority. Yeah. And yeah, it looks like he's just been slowly creeping up. Like, he has the usual tendencies to tip it over every now and again. And that sort of ruins his like chances at like an overall podium and stuff like that. But it seems like he's starting to put it together. He's getting used to the 450. And yeah, just hats off to him. Like, he's made a big improvement over these last couple of rounds. Barsha's been slowly improving. Like, he's just been methodical, just been working at it since he's got back, putting in consistent motos. And yeah, he's creeping up there. And yeah, I mean, as far as the other guys go, I mean, who knows? There's just stuff. Seems like there's just stuff happening everywhere. Everyone's got something wrong with them, or one guy's lighting it up one week and then he's nowhere to be seen the next week. It's just all over the place.
Yeah, mate. And that brings us to the predictions for Washougal. If you're brave enough, mate, it's going to be at the top three. We're only putting you through, so it should be a little bit simpler. But if you went anywhere beyond that, especially in those 250s, it'd be nigh impossible to pick it, mate.
Yeah.
So what do you got for Washougal?
Man, in the 250s, I'm actually going to go Shimoda 1, Degan 2nd. I'm going to go Mike Mosman 3rd. And my reason for that is because Mike got his first podium at Washougal in, I think it was 2019. He got the podium there. So he's got good memories of that place. And he does good on the hard pack stuff too. So just need 2 consistent motos out of him, and then he'll be back on the box. So that'll be my 250. 450, I mean, it's just going to be basic. It's going to be Jet, Hunter, and then Sexton. That'll probably be my pick.
Yeah, mate, you can't go wrong with that. We'll watch how they play out for sure, mate. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But another good weekend. The racing's been elite, even though some of the championship fights aren't super competitive. The racing's always awesome to watch. And any final thoughts, mate? Obviously, public holiday for you in the state you're in tomorrow, so that'll be good, mate. And what's on for the weekend? More golf, training, whatever. Watching bikes, mate. It's going to be good, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, like I told you, we're back on the full cardio program at the moment. So, yeah, I'll be getting a bit of that in. Trying to get rid of the beer gut at the moment. Yeah, we're trying to get back down to fighting weight, which is far out. I tell you what, easy to put that weight on, an absolute nightmare to take it off. And unless I amputate a leg off or something, I'm gonna have to figure a way out to get this weight off quickly. But nah, yeah, we got a 3-day weekend, so I'll be going out for 9 holes tomorrow, and then we'll be lining up on Sunday, getting ready for the comp. We came off our worst weekend of playing last weekend. I was unstable. A couple of clubs got launched. I actually dented my Yeti. Yeah, it wasn't a good weekend. We ended up pulling out of the comp. Or we like to say we withdrew from the comp with an injury, but it was basically a broken spirit what took us out of that one.
Oh, mate, so you'll be charged up for a big weekend on the green.
I'm looking for redemption this weekend.
Oh, mate, look forward to it. Look forward to hearing all about it next week, mate. We plan to get some guests on in the next couple of weeks, which will be really cool, mate. So all the best to you. And yeah, thanks again for taking the time to join us. Big thanks to the fans, and obviously big thanks to the sponsors in Fly Racing, Firepower, Dirt Store, and Fuchs Silkaleen for all the incredible support, as without them, none's be possible. All right, mate, enjoy the long weekend, and we'll catch up soon.
Sounds good, mate.
No worries, mate. Have a good one.